Get starting a little bit here. Alrighty, good morning or good day, people, wherever we're at. I'm gonna get started here. Go through some different movement, mobility, a little bit of breath work incorporated throughout. If there's any pain with any of the movements or anything that's too uncomfortable, definitely ease off or work with a regression that works better for you. Also got to consider your goals. If you're not trying to have too high intensity and we're starting up the intensity, maybe you stay with some of the more beginner or more, I guess, less complex exercises, not just for beginners. Really up to your goal and where you're at today. I'll start out standing. Okay, I'm gonna stand here, just nice and soft on our feet. Okay, ooh, it's gonna be tough for me to get in the full picture here. But yeah, as we stand, just gonna work on some reaching up and breathing deep. Okay, so we're gonna make a big circle, reach the hands high. Can't see, I'm just gonna reach my hands up to the ceiling. Big breath in, and then we'll exhale, arms come down. So what's it gonna look like as we're standing here? Breath in, so reach up, up, up. Stretch that spine, stretch the shoulders a little bit. We'll exhale, bring the arms down here. Taking just a nice couple breaths here. Let's breathe in deep. Exhale, coming back. Let's try to make a little bit bigger circles now for these next couple. So reach those arms back towards the wall behind you. We're making a little bit bigger circle there. Kind of reaching the arms back. Exhale on the way down. A couple more, just going at your own pace here. Reaching up, and as we reach up, maybe lengthening the spine a little bit. Thinking about, can we reach those fingertips, kind of lifting the crown of your head towards the ceiling here. 2 more here. There we go, 1 more. Big circle, reaching back, exhale. Kind of let all that air go. From here, standing, just gonna go nice and easy, kind of hopping on the feet. Kind of looks silly, kind of feel fun doing it, but just working on being springy through the lower body and the legs, and also nice and relaxed through the spine. So our standing posture is super important. Think about it, like think about how many times we stand throughout the day, doing dishes, in the grocery store, but also just day to day. Often we find this position. If we can add some springiness and some fluidity or a little bit more relaxed tension through our body with this stance, we can really help our joints out long term. You can see I'm just kind of lightly bouncing, trying to find those heels, trying to press into the heels and maybe even feel the glutes kind of supporting us. Thinking about the ground even kind of pushing back on us as we go through here. It's nice and easy, you can kind of shift left and right a little bit too. I'm just working on taking some nice breaths in this position and getting into our lower body here. You know, really feeling these leg muscles supporting us. Be nice and springy, soft on the knees here. Okay, so we'll be here for about 30 more seconds. Again, just nice and easy breathing. I'm thinking about expanding through the belly, expanding through the rib cage with each inhale. Exhale, kind of settling in here. Anybody in your house is walking by you right now, you might feel kind of funny. That's good. Hope they laugh. Maybe they'll join in with you. Maybe you can inspire them. There we go. 1 more breath. Let it off. It's kind of similar. Just going to work on twisting our spine nice and lightly here. So the arms are limp, kind of just tapping the body here as we rotate. Just nice and easy into our feet again. And kind of feeling those feet pressing into the ground. Lightly twisting our spine, letting those shoulders lightly open up here today. A little bit different than how we normally start classes, but again, like to show different variations and different options throughout. This is a little bit more oriented towards like what I would do for a warm up for Tai Chi, or for a little bit more like the mindful movement versus just like a personal training session. But again, there's a lot of carryover and there's a lot of value in multiple means for a lot of these exercises. It's nice and easy. A couple more here. You're twisting the spine a little bit more. Again, keeping your breath flowing throughout here. Alrighty, I'm gonna come down onto our hands and knees now. From this position, we're gonna have the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Okay, so here we are, pretty stacked, about shoulder width with our hands and hip width with our knees and feet here. From here, we're just gonna work on pressing our upper back. So we're gonna break, upper back from here upward. We're going to dissociate that from lower back. So right away, we're going to start with just trying to move our upper back and even the shoulder blades with that. Okay. So as we press our upper back into the ground, we're going to push our hands into the ground. And imagine like someone's trying to poke you in the chest here, and you're trying to pull the chest away from the ground as far as you can while keeping the hands in contact with the ground here. You're going to kind of come up there, taking a nice breath in. We'll exhale and start to sink that air towards the ground now. So notice low back is staying pretty steady here for that. Okay, so low back isn't moving. We're just going to pull the shoulder blades back now and starting to open up that chest. Think about if there's a light shining off of your sternum, can you start to shine that up the ground and even up the wall in front of you maybe with this? Shoulder blades are kind of pulling back together at the same time. Can you go a couple more each direction? It's nice and easy. Find your tempo here, just really zooming in to the upper back here. Trying to press the hands on the ground, upper back reaches up towards the ceiling. Just working through there. Getting a little bit more shoulder blade motion in with this one than we normally do. If you're used to the spinal segmentation that we do with a lot of our classes, this is a little bit different. Just focusing on the upper body and also getting the shoulder blades involved. Low back might move a little bit, but trying to focus on this upper back right now. Get a couple more each direction. Can you find your tempo? Not too hard on the wrist, but maybe stretching out the wrists a little bit with this as well. Again, keep your breath going here. Try to get some motion in that upper back. Let's do one more rep each direction. Again, imagine someone's like trying to poke you in the chest and you're trying to pull that chest away from the ground as far as you can. And then the opposite, sinking the sternum towards the ground, even then getting some arch in that upper back. Thinking about the laser shining off of your chest, trying to climb it up the wall in front of you here. Shoulder blades squeeze back together. Good, we'll relax out of it. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the low back. So we're gonna look at just moving this part of our back now, from about here down. You might have known this as a pelvic tilt. That's another way to think about it. Our pelvis will tilt as we arch our low back. So now creating an arch in your low back, not overdoing it, but finding that max range of motion there, that end range, go in both directions here. Just nice and easy, tuck in the tailbone, tuck in the pelvis. Kind of imagine now like someone's trying to poke you in the belly button. You're trying to pull that away from the ground as far as you can. Again, just finding your tempo, taking your time. If this is newer for you or you don't have as good a proprioception in this area, you might want to slow down. Really zoom into this area and try to get each vertebrae in this low back moving here. Again, keep breathing throughout these. We'll be here for about 20 seconds. Again, going more so for time on this versus reps. Just really want to take your time, zoom into this area. So as we control our spine, we're giving it the ability to use whatever range of motion it's going to need today. You don't know what's going to be asked of you physically today. So we got to go through as much range of motion as possible under control if we want to prepare for whatever might be coming our way. That's why we, zoom into our spine and move it in each direction here. Let's maybe get one more each direction. And tilting down, this last one. Belly button pulls up towards the ceiling. Let's relax out. We're going to do one more now, each direction, putting the whole spine now. So we're going to start with the tailbone, and we're going to arch towards the ground, getting a kind of like a cup in our low back here. Okay, and we're going to slowly work our way up our spine, getting to the mid back now, creating that arch in the mid back. Now working our way to the upper back. So here, remember, we're trying to shine the laser off of our chest up the ground and even up the wall in front of us. Again, keep breathing here. Shoulder blades might squeeze back a little bit, but really focusing on that upper back now. Think about tucking the chin, really raising those collarbones to shine on the wall in front of you. From here, we'll let the head relax. Tailbone starts to tuck under. So now we're arching the other direction. Belly button pushes up towards the ceiling. There we go. Sternum kind of is tucking towards your belly button. Upper back starts to press towards the ceiling. There we go. Imagine now like someone's poking you in the chest, trying to get this chest as far off the ground as we can. This feels really good. Feel free to settle in here. Maybe you do one more rep or 2 more reps each direction. I'm going to move on. This is a good time for you if you want, or if you'd like to spend a little bit more time with that one, really groove that. Again, spinal mechanics are so important in being able to propriocept, it's called, or be able to move each part of our spine. Sorry, I might have a little bit of stuff on the camera there. Kind of not the clearest picture. Apologies if that's coming through to you. Alrighty, from here we're gonna go onto our elbows. Elbows and knees. So we're gonna go through a plank variation similar to a regular plank. This one's called 8-point plank. Difference is that our knees stay on the ground and we adjust our elbow posture as well. So we're gonna put the elbows just in front of the shoulders here. More forward equals more difficulty. Closer in, a little bit easier. Adjust as needed throughout here. I'm gonna press the knees pretty close together. Sometimes even squeezing together can help. For some people, that's bothersome. So you just gotta see what works for you. Knees are pretty close together though. Knees stay on the ground. We're slowly gonna pick the belly off the ground now. Super important is how we come into this exercise. Okay, so we're gonna slowly lift the belly off the ground and hips come up after. Hips are gonna be just 4 to 6 inches off the ground. Okay, so from this position, we're just gonna hold and breathe now. Again, knees are on the ground, kind of like a plank, but a little bit modified here. From this position, again, breathing, tuning into your low back now. Want to make sure that we're not overarching one way or pressing up to the ceiling too much. Switch sides here, you can get a little better view there. You're gonna hold and breathe here. Let's go 5 more seconds, breathe. More breath in, exhale, we'll relax down. We're gonna come to a couple sets of this, of coming into it, holding for about 10 seconds, and then relaxing out. Again, super important is how you enter this exercise. Really want to cue the core muscles to be active so that as we progress through our day, we're a little more in tune and we're a little more likely to use those muscles to help us out. And taking some pressure off the low back or off the hips, getting into our core. So pulling that belly off the ground, hips come 4 to 6 inches off the ground. Notice shoulders are not in my ears. Really want to make sure shoulders are nice and relaxed. You can maybe pull them away from your ears if needed. Again, flat spine, pretty neutral, not perfectly flat, but thinking about the exercise we just did, and then finding maybe that midway point between the 2 arches. And then same for your upper back. And my elbows are pressed into the ground. I'm active here. So relax down, but not shrug, not too tense in the upper body. If that was easy and you want to add difficulty, let's move the elbows forward a couple inches. Again, toes tucked under, knees are ready to press into the ground, slowly picking belly off the ground, and the hips follow. Again, just a couple inches off the ground here. Breathe. You can challenge yourself to breathe in through the nose. Belly's tight here. One more breath. And we'll relax down. Got one more set coming. Let that core relax. Again, a lot of this exercise is coming into it and feeling your core kick on. Kind of cueing that core to fire, contract, and then we'll relax it. Last rep here. Elbows press in. Belly button picks up off the ground. Slowly pulling those hips up off the ground as well. If there's any pressure in your low back, really work on tightening the belly, pulling the belly button off the ground. Maybe we got to move the elbows in a little bit, okay? Or we just got to work on this posture here in our low back. For overarching, it's going to be putting a lot more pressure on our spine. Thinking about that pretty neutral spine here. Go one more breath in. Exhale, relax down to the ground here. There we go. Good work on that. Okay, gonna make our way into a 90-90 position now. So from here, we got our front leg at 90 degrees, back leg at 90 degrees as well. So you can see, making good 90-degree angles here. If that is too aggressive for your hips, we can modify. You can bend the legs in a little bit, or you can even come out onto your elbow if we need to. We're just gonna move around from this position now. Similar to like a pigeon stretch if you do yoga, the front leg, the back of the hip should be starting to stretch, kind of by that back glute here. And we're just gonna rock forward, back to start. As we come forward, thinking about belly button moves forward with our chest. The goal isn't to get your chest to the ground. The goal is to bring your chest as far forward as we can. So doing more of a hip hinge if you're familiar with that idea. So from the side, you'll notice I'm not rounding to the ground. This is not the goal here. rather staying upright, you keep your hand propped and just hinging forward. Yeah, so coming back to the spinal mechanics we worked on, from this position, from the hinge position, we shouldn't be rounded here. Rather, having a little bit of posture. Just like we talked about in the last exercise, kind of finding that neutral spine, hinging forward with that. And finding that stretch in the back of this front leg. Get a couple more there. From this position now, we're going to open up, kind of reach back towards our back leg. So adding a little more range of motion, we're twisting the spine a little bit and even getting that back leg involved here a little bit. This is a good position. You get hit a lot of different angles of stretching. I'm going to go through here. You can start to explore here and see if there's other areas you like to stretch. Maybe even add a little rotation. Maybe you walk your hands out a little bit. But yeah, just kind of playing around, feeling your body out here today. Again, a lot of this class is for you to sense your body and start to feel and open up mobility. But again, everybody's different. Even our left and right side might be different. And that's some of what you can address on your own as well. Just seeing where we need to work today. A couple more on this side and taking your time. Want to stay active with it though. As we, if we are holding stretches, we actually relax our nervous system and we're not able to really strength train as well. Some of what we're doing today is going to try to get to strength training. Okay, going to go to the other side here. Again, get our 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees in the back here. And it's going to start by hinging forward here, starting to stretch that hip out. So for me, I notice I feel a little bit tighter on this side. I'm going to really tune into my motion here. The other side is a little bit easier to get into. But if you notice that, again, a good time for you to adjust that. Maybe you stick on one side a little bit longer than the other. Got a lot of options for you. Again, keep breathing. Again, optimal breathing is using our belly, using our lower rib cage. Something we want to come to as often as we can throughout the day, especially during movement here. If we're doing it in something like this, a lot more likely to carry that with us subconsciously, but also just coming back to that throughout the day. Again, as we're hinging, not rounding the low back, thinking about belly button and chest, moving straight forward throughout here. Again, keep in motion throughout. You can hold for a couple seconds if you'd like, but really want to be pulsing in and out of that stretch. Okay, we'll add that back leg in when you're ready. So again, just kind of rotating. And as we rotate, probably feel the inside of this back leg working now. And you kind of work through these two positions. I like my arm propped up to the side. You find a position that works best for you. This is a good check-in, especially in the morning. If you're doing this in the morning, or if you're going to start some movement or a workout in the morning, good exercise to check in with our body, not super high impact, but starting to open the hips up, explore a lot of different ranges of motion here. Should feel pretty good to work through this. We're going to build on this 90-90 position coming up, getting a little more active. So it's nice to just warm up here, kind of tell the body we're okay in this position, allow some of that mobility to kind of unlock itself. So we start to get some blood flow and some nervous system activity through these different areas. A couple more hinges here, maybe about 10-15 seconds. There we go. And keep and breathing here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna build on this 90-90 now. Gonna make almost like a flow routine out of it. At least this is part of what we can do for a 90-90 flow. So from here, I'm gonna change angle. Again, we're starting at our 90-90 position. Hands propped up behind, okay? If we need to, walk the hands back, give your hips a little bit more space. So challenge yourself to widen the feet a little bit. That's gonna make this a little bit easier, maybe even straighten the knees just a little bit. If we're cramped in here, it's probably gonna be tough. But again, everybody's different bone lengths, so you gotta see what works for you. From here, you're gonna take the back leg, and we're gonna lift the knee off the ground, keeping the foot. You're gonna try to get the foot flat on the ground, okay? We're gonna use that back knee to pull us. So kind of pull back, pulling that other leg is following, and working our way all the way to that other 90-90 position. Okay, and we're just gonna work now side to side with this. So I finish, my chest is pretty parallel to that front leg, and that back leg starts to lift as we rotate. So hands stay propped as much as we need. If you need more space in your hips, lean back a little bit more. That leg is pulling us to now become the front leg. Okay, we're just gonna work through this position. Back leg lifts first. It's kind of pulling, 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 transitioning into this other side. This is too aggressive for you. Again, you can lean back, you can adjust your foot posture as needed. Otherwise, trying to get muscles active now. It's not just about switching from one side, but rather can I pull myself and own this movement side to side. Okay, there we go. Gonna be here for another minute. Taking our time, keeping chest upright. Even if you're leaning back, keep your spine long, keep your spine tall. Again, as we finish, rotating that torso to be parallel with that front leg if we can. And back leg initiates the movement, stay tall, pull, 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 pull that knee all the way to the ground. Back leg is trailing now. Okay, back leg pulls to become the front leg, pulling us in that next stretch. There we go. If you want to progress this now, we can go hands off the ground. Okay, so we can go arms up, start to pull that back leg, and chest stays tall, rotating to that other side here. Couple more here side, and pulling with that back leg, staying tall. There we go. Torso gets pretty parallel to that front leg here. Pull, stay tall. Use that leg to drive towards the ground. Gonna do one more now. Last rotation here. Back leg lifts up, knee initiates the movement. Let's pull, pull, working to our opposite side here. There we go. Good work on those. I'm assuming you did good work. Maybe you're just watching the whole time. That's okay too. Good for the mind, get some mental reps. Just kidding, hopefully you got the body moving there. Alrighty, let's roll into our back. This is a good time to grab a drink, about halfway through, maybe a little more. I'm gonna up the intensity a little bit with this. But again, you have options. Don't think you need to progress if that's not where you're at today. When we're ready though, gonna make our way to the back. Okay, knees bent, feet flat on the floor to start. Just gonna take a couple breaths into our abdomen. So I like putting the hand here to breathe in and feel this hand expand on the belly. Exhale, relax. The hand on the chest shouldn't be doing much here. Okay, so we breathe in, hand on the belly engages, start to expand this rib cage here. Exhaling, contracting. If you're able to get the belly to expand, I encourage you to go C shape with your hand and press into your rib cage. So as we inhale now, challenge yourself to expand the rib cage sideways as well. So not only do we just want the belly to expand, but we want the rib cage to expand. If you're ready to progress this and you feel comfortable, we want to lift the feet now. Feet and knees just past the hips here. That's going to make it a little more challenging on the core. So from here now, tuning into the low back. Again, super important that we're not overarch, but also we don't want to be completely flat to the ground. We want to have maybe, half an inch to an inch from the ground of space here under our low back. Okay, and we're just going to hold this position and breathe a little bit. Breath might get a little bit deeper as we're asking a little bit more of our body, a little bit more of our core here. So important that we can hold our core and breath, right, and breathe. If we can't use our core muscles and breathe, well, then our core strength is kind of useless, unless we're picking a truck off a burning child or something like that. Rare opportunities to do something like that. So let's prepare with core strength and breathing. If you'd like, you can go arms up overhead. They can rest on the ground or hold for a little more challenge. Again, as we raise the arms, not changing the low back posture, trying to keep in tune with this area. Okay, maybe the feet lower towards the ground a little bit more, adding a little more difficulty. Got about 20 more seconds here. Good breathing. Again, try to expand the rib cage while we breathe. Shoulders might raise a little, but not dominating the motion with our neck. Again, as we breathe, we want to stay away from too much neck activity here. Whether using our diaphragm, using our full rib cage to breathe here. We'll take one more breath here. Exhale, control the feet to the ground, kind of letting that core relax. There we go. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Gonna work our way up. Gonna find a push-up position now. So push-ups are challenging. Let's go knee push-ups. No shame in a knee push-up. These should be pretty challenging as well. Wherever we're at, finding our push-up position or like a high plank position. Okay, so if we're on our knees, making sure, if we're doing regular push-ups, let's just get to the push-up position. Let's hold and kind of getting almost like a high plank. Let's hold and breathe. If we're on our knees, find this position where we make a straight line from the knees to the shoulders, making sure we don't get here. This is going to make it way easier and take away from the push-up. Rather, shift the hips forward. Okay, straight line from shoulders to the knees. If our feet are up, straight line from the heels to the shoulders. From here, we're going to control our push-ups. Okay, a push-up should be a core exercise as much as anything. So from here, core is active, low back is in that neutral position. What we've been working on through almost all these exercises. Okay, if we're ready, going to come to our push-ups. Chest goes pretty close to the ground, or maybe we find the range of motion that works. Maybe we're here. Wherever we're at, making sure that the elbows are not flaring out straight wide here, but rather pushing towards our feet. Okay, as we come down, elbow pits should be pointing pretty forward. Okay, maybe they point out, maybe a 45-degree angle across your body, but not pointing backwards. Super important that the elbows trace towards your hips and feet. Okay, gonna keep going. Got about 30 more seconds in push-ups. If your upper body's getting tired and we need to take a break, that's okay. Maybe you push through, or maybe we hold this position and breathe. Again, working on breathing while keeping our core active. Shoulders away from the ears. Okay, owning this movement here. Keep breathing here. Couple more. There we go. Touch down for a second. Gonna stand up now. We're gonna go get some lunges. Okay, so if lunges are challenging for you or they bother the knees, maybe we just sit in a kneeling lunge. If we can, we're gonna walk forward, step into that lunge, press back then, okay? Walking forward, or standing forward lunges, staying on the same side. So from here, making sure that as we drive, we're not having to like lean forward or change your upper body too much, okay? But rather staying upright, driving through that heel, core is active now. Again, a lot of the core exercises we do are not just to get you washboard abs. That may happen, hopefully, just kidding. That's not our primary goal. We're trying to get functional core strength. So when we do something like this, can the core help you? Can the core support you? Okay, maybe you have a kettlebell in your hand with this. If you want to grab a weight, this is a good time. Last two exercises here, we're going to come through another set following. Okay, we're really tuning into how we're driving off that front foot. So pressing to that heel, coming to a standing position. Same side, let's get a couple more on this side. Again, if we're on our knee, maybe we're just pulsing into a lunge stretch here. Maybe this is a better option for us. That's totally okay. We're doing that, opening the hip a little bit, thinking about hips and chest, pulse forward together here. And it's nice and easy. Let's do one more lunge. Driving up, coming to the other side here. Again, as we're coming into our lunge, kind of pressing into that front heel, driving tall, okay? Taking your time and getting what you want out of this. If this is where you want to go a little bit higher intensity, you have that option. Maybe you grab a kettlebell here, okay? Or maybe you're just going a little bit faster with this. Maybe you're challenging yourself and staying balanced as we come up on the lunge, not letting that foot touch down here. It's another option of difficulty. Okay, keeping breathing, keeping your core a little bit active. As we come forward, maybe you tighten your belly a little bit to get a little bit more activity in the belly, in the core muscles. We can get our core and our glutes rocking. That's gonna do a lot of health for our joints, especially our low back, taking the pressure off that. Get healthy movement is about distributing the load, distributing the force throughout as much of our tissues as possible. If all the pressure is in one area, well, that's not going to be as healthy. It's going to be asking a lot, and we're probably underactive somewhere. And trying to drive off that heel as we step up into the lunge. A couple more here. Again, if we're here and just pulsing, that's okay too. Wherever we're at today, again, just spending some time kind of connecting with ourselves, exploring some movement, hopefully opening up our body a little bit. Do one more lunge, There we go. We'll rest here. Okay, gonna come back to the push-ups and lunges. One more set, okay? And take a break as you need. If you're ready to get back into it, you can get right back into it. Otherwise, again, feel free to rest as long as we need. One more set, we got push-ups, we got those lunges, gonna add a couple variations for difficulty if you'd like, and then we'll breathe a little bit and finish. Good work so far. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, push-up position. Again, if you're on your knees, hips are forward, so we have a straight line from the knees to the shoulders. Again, not sagging to the ground, but also not up like this, okay? Let's find our neutral position, can't speak. Neutral push-up position, okay? Low back is under control, active through the core throughout now, okay? You're gonna go through a couple regular push-ups to start. Keep breathing here. Again, rest breaks as needed. As we come down, keep the shoulders out of the ears. If we'd like to have a little difficulty, let's go knee towards the forearm, alternating sides on our push-ups. Okay, maybe knee to elbow or knee towards the forearm. Keeping the core active, low back under control through each rep here. Okay, if we're on knee push-ups, here we are. Again, elbows not getting too wide, not flaring. Again, finding a good position closer to our body, but again, not locked in, not too wide here. Finding that good neutral position. Couple more. Again, holding the push-up position if needed. Feel free to take a couple moments here just to calm down, come to your breath a little bit, and maybe a couple more push-ups. Going 3 more push-ups here. There we go. Okay, making our way to our lunges now. Again, if we're on our knee, that's totally okay. Just be pulsing here and even pressing that front foot into the ground a little bit as we come out of it. Just getting a little bit of activity to the lower body. Maybe we're able to stand up with our lunges now. Okay, wherever we're at, doesn't matter. Getting a little bit better today. Feeling a little bit better. So this is all about feeling good. This body, as we start to move it, as we start to get that feeling good, use your reminder, our psychological state follows here. Okay. Notice I'm doing step back lunges on this set. A little bit different than the first set. Same idea with a lunge. Driving into that heel, finding that power in that front leg. Staying pretty vertical as we step into our lunges here. Okay, a couple more on this side. Last variation we can do is a jumping lunge. So, okay, if you want a little bit more challenge, let's come to that here. Here we go, 5 seconds. 2 more lunges. There we go. And we'll switch sides. Maybe get a little leg burn, hopefully. Feeling those glute muscles working. Switching sides is ready here. So kind of stepping back. Feeling that heel on that front leg. Getting the power, okay? Under control, owning the movement. Really trying to tune into that front leg strength. Hopefully breathing pretty good by now. Heart rate might be up a little bit. That's awesome. But again, seeing where you're at, seeing what your goals are today. So totally okay if we're just on the knee, pulsing here. Finding the version that works for us. Couple more lunges, and we'll get to our jumping lunges. Last exercise here. Keep it rolling. Good work. Finish strong here now. All right, you got some jumping lunges now, okay? So we're jumping. Maybe get the arms into it a little if we need. There we go, 5 seconds. There we go, let's go 2 more. There we go, shake it out a little bit. Maybe grabbing a drink if we need. Gonna spend a couple minutes now. You can sit on your butt or lie on your back, whatever feels best for you. Just gonna take a couple moments to either grab your drink or just let your breath settle down a little bit. Hopefully your breath got up, heart rate up a little bit with that. But again, seeing what you need today. Just take a couple of moments to watch your breath slow down a little bit, just bringing awareness to how we're breathing. You can close your eyes if you'd like. And our breath is a powerful tool to move our nervous system and to manipulate our nervous system. Also our mind, obviously, with that. Just here, we're gonna try to now breathe in through your nose if we can. And out through your nose or mouth. Breathing in through the nose starts to calm our body down as well, or it can, if that's our intention. Well, shoulders might rise a little, but trying to feel the belly and the lower rib cage expanding through each inhale as well. With our breathing, I'm not sure. I think I'm getting kicked off here. Someone must be signing into our Zoom account. Apologies for the abrupt ending. Awesome job. If you can still hear this, have a great rest of your day.